Welcome back, my friends from Syria. Volcano MC released another new song after reacted on the first of this EP. Now we have Habibte Kawwaet, and I want to say I spent a little bit of time for preparation on this video. I translated the whole lyrics. I was reading the whole lyrics translated. I was reading the summary and the explanation of the AI for some of these things. So the song is basically criticizing the former regime under Assad in Syria and the regime right now. It's insulting both leaders, and actually the interesting part about this song is that both regimes are being personified by a woman which is being described as a whore in both cases. So basically the first part of the song describes the old regime being a whore with different aspects, and then in the second part he says like, okay, I have a new kind of woman or anything like this, and then he describes all the bad aspects of this woman right here. So this is actually what the song is about. We're gonna listen. I haven't heard the song yet, so this is my first time listening to it. You're gonna see my reaction after the intro.
Sieren an meinem Lippen wie im Hundefell verdreckte Kletten. Spread Joy auf dem Beat, lass die Spuren den Detective tracken. Cojak wie in Crime-Movies, nur Mikrofone, besten Ketten. Reim, mach fette Tracks, da rennt er weg, so wack am Steppen.
If you want to support me, you can check out my Patreon. It's down in the video description, and in the comment section you can check out what videos are online right there, and I will post every week new reactions, and of course I have a news feed right there where I inform you which new reactions are coming up on YouTube as well. So let's dive into the track right here by Volcano MC and check it out. The vibe of the beat is already like clown and circus, which is kind of resembling the topic of the track.
حبيبتي بعثية خاتمتها دجل وكولك وملاحم أسطورية عندها قدرة بنفس اللحظة تمثل ألف مسرحية واشمعة بالسناح القلب أمي واحدة عربية عندها فرط بالسادية من شدة المازوخية بتلحس لحس مالوالي بس بالعض قاسية بتحب تنذل وتذل وتتحربق بروض علية ديمقراطية تخاوى والبيعة أبدية.
Okay, so interesting enough, this song doesn't sound as dark as the one before. It's more like humoristic and kind of nihilistic as well, but you know, it's kind of going for the irony aspects of the whole situation in Syria. I like the beat. I'm just missing out a little bit of bass in here so far. I would have liked that the beat has more bass. In general, I like how the beat sounds. And yeah, we have in terms of flow some interesting stuff going on, like a little bit of double time. The rhymes are, I think, pretty strong. I think I heard a couple of triple rhymes right here in this first part. So in terms of rapping technique as well, pretty good.
ذل وتذل وتتحربق بروض علية ديمقراطية تخاوى والبيعة أبدية هم شرفونا ذهب رغم بخشطيصة ملعب كاتبة شعارات ما بتهلك وإيدا ما بتتعب تحت الطاولة فيك تسميها الرقم الأصعب بتحسسني بالأمان عند جهاز أمني مرعب قاعدة بيانات إجرامية بمربع أمني مخلايتني غصب عني معاها عسل عسمني قلبها بيشبحني ناجس بيطعن راسي ملافس بيكهربني بيرفع قابس على زندوش محافظ يا ريت.
Okay, so I don't know if I actually like the mix of this song. I feel like the lyrics sound too melodic. You know, for someone like Volcano MC, who's purely a rapper and a lyrical artist, I feel like it sounds too happy for my personal feeling. You know, it's like it feels wrong that this song actually sounds happy, you know, because it's not a happy topic at all. if you understand what I mean.
شبحني ناجس بيطعن راسي ملافس بيكهربني بيرفع قابس على زندوش محافظ يا ريت جابوا بقميصي ولا جابوا برحم أنيسي رغم القرف أرحم لي وأرحم للأم التعيسة غير هالسيرة قدامها بلا ما تكشف أحاسيسي أحسن ما أروح من شوالي هون ما عاد ينفع كيسي غار علي زارع حولي ألف مراقب قوة السمع رهيبة وما شاء الله النظر ثاقب ربياني على الخط حلو والخط بشع متعاقب كتاب السماوي بالروح بالدم بالعوائق خجولي لدرجة ما بتنتأكل على المخفي وبالمخفي مليان النجس بويضة ومليون نطفة عند موهبتنا هب بتغطي عن مليار لص ما بتسترجي تعتب على سرقتك فخرة سوس.
Okay, I really like how the beat is evolving right here. It is turning more and more into something with essence, if that makes sense. So the lyrics, and before we go into the lyrics, I want to say right here that it's basically impossible to translate Volcano MC accurately, and even for a lot of native speakers, they don't understand what Volcano is actually meaning, so this is not very easy. But he starts off with, my beloved is a bar artist, her track record is a fraud, brown-nosed flattery, and mythical epics. So what he's saying right here is that basically the bar artist, which is mentioned right here, there was an explanation below what a bar artist is, and this is in the first half. He attacks the Syrian Ba'athist regime, highlighting its corruption, reliance on foreign powers like Iran and Russia, brutal security apparatus, and empty slogans. So this kind of Syrian regime is like his wife in the song, if that makes any sense. And he goes on like, she has the ability to put on 1,000 theatrical plays at the exact same moment. So kind of it is messing with your mind. It's kind of acting in front of you like it is something else. And tattooed on her chest near her heart, one Arab nation. For one Arab nation, there was another explanation down below here. The forced democracy is a direct mockery of the Ba'ath Party core pan-Arab slogans, one eternal Arab nation with an immortal message. The artist points out the irony of chanting for unity while ruling through fear and permanent autocracy. So basically saying, yeah, it was a dictatorship, and they kind of was acting like this is a free country, basically. Yeah, we have a lot of things going on right here. She makes me feel safe. She has a terrifying security apparatus. So this right here, once again, telling like that the regime was using a lot of force against their people if they were not willing to do what they wanted. Her democracy is forced, is said right here in the lyrics as well. And she's jealous over me, planting 1,000 informants around me. So kind of controlling him, right? If that makes sense. And what he says as well in this lyrics is, my fate would have been worse than XX Temptation if you told her that the merchant sits on top of Mount Quazin. So what he's saying is XXX Temptation actually died from drugs, and drugs are a topic right here as well in the song. The explanation for this is, Mount Quazin overlooks Damascus. The merchant implies top-level regime figures or billionaires controlling the drug trade. Specifically hashish, implying the state itself manufactures and profits from narcotics. So this makes actually a lot of sense. We can actually, yeah, a little bit go for more music at this point, I think.
شيشة كفحته رغم انها بتبيعه مسؤولة عن تصنيعه وانتاجه وتوزيعه لو قلت لها انه التاجر قاعد فوق قاسيون كم مصيري العم من اكس اكس تنتاسيون من كتر مشتراكية ما بتنتاك الا اورشي قوة تغطيتها على عهرة قطعة الفايف شي بالفرشة ما بتقول اوه بالله شو خوش امديدو خرشو خرشو.
Yeah, She Bechre, the track sounded better. I have to say, just regarding the sound, I like that song way more.
التخت بتدبك بالارض وبترقص باليخت وجيرانا اشقاء بس من تاكي هالاخت كرمال مصلحتها بتنزل مدن لتحت الزفت بس بتحب تبني الوطن اصدق من هيك ما شفت سيدة اعمال قحبة داخلا خارجا كسكسة شعارها مطبوع كل فرع وكل مؤسسة عملت لي قلبي صحراء والكثبان سقطوا لك خرعرت بيت ابوها واللي كسبان ثقته دكتورة بالادب العربي بس بالخطابات الحرية شيء اساسي والها كل النقابات بتحب صلة القربة فابدي رايك ببسالتك بتبعتك زيارة طويلة على بيت خالتك.
Rapping is pretty dancer, like there's a lot of density in the flow. We have like the rhymes are pretty simple and the most of the time like it's really more focused on the lyrics, flow at the same time. Of course, Volcano MC is a good rapper, so this should be, yeah, it's actually solid, you know.
بتحب الوقوف بوجه والوقوف خلف والالتفاف حول وبتبصمك القول قضية المركزية نخرت بكل القلوب كرمال هيك علمها فلسطين بالمقلوب بتحب العدل برضو مسيطرة على المحاكم كس اخت المظلوم إذا مصلحتها مع الظالم رانديفو بصيدنا ينتهى بالقرار الحاسم حبيتها للرفيقة وما في فرص كون نادم.
So
والآن
this right here was the first part. We're going into the second part just in a bit, but I want to go for some of the more lyrics. And there, as I said, I can't go for everything, but there are some explanations that the AI made for me for some of the examples. I don't go for all the cursing. There's a lot of insults in this, a lot of vulgarity in the lyrics, but I want to go for a couple of parts right here that are in the lyrics. For example, we have Khosh Amadid, which means welcome in Persian, and Karasho, which means good or okay in Russian. And there's an explanation down below, which actually says, where was it actually? This highlights the Syrian regime's heavy reliance on Iranian and Russian military intervention to stay in power, mocking its claim of national sovereignty. So basically, the regime was just in power because they had support from Iran and Russia, so they were not independent, basically, like the regime that was in place. We have one more line that is, she'll send you on a long visit to your aunt's house. And this is a slang for the state prison. We have another explanation right here. The Bait al-Khaleh, the aunt's house, is a famous Syrian Arabic euphemism for being dragged off to a secret state security prison. So basically what he's saying is, again, about the oppression. If you act against the regime, you're getting imprisoned. This is very obvious. And then we have one line that says, that's why her flag is Palestine, but upside down, which is actually that the regime claimed to support Palestine, but they were doing it to look better in the eyes of many. So we have right here the explanation. The regime historically uses the Palestinian cause to justify its military dictatorship. The artist argues they have actually harmed or inverted the cause for personal gain. I think this makes a lot of sense in the context of Syria. And next we go into the Takfiri revolutionary beloved, the opposition and the extremists, like we had in the last track, ended with terrorists win. So kind of what he's saying is the other regime that is now in power are actually terrorists, and that is what we gonna listen to next.
مع المفاجأة الكبرى ويو الساعة الآن 6 وال6 بلس 6 بلس 6 سوريا تيرللي. أحلى شي هلأ نروح نقفل على الرفيقة. لحظة مين هالتقية هي؟ حبيبتي صارت تكفيرية رضعانة طائفية أحلى هواية عندها صارت التشفيط عند الأقلية بالسيارة الدعوية والهوهو هي والميوزك ليست عندها قلبة أناشيد جهادية.
I think it's really cool that we have a different beat for the second part, because it really is a split story, you know, it's like the other part of the story right here.
خوعها الصبحية بيوم وليلة سبحان الله خدمتها ثورجية وبالساطور اجت علية وقالت احمد ربك اني حررتك عوب لك وعيش بهالحرية ونشوتها الجنسية صارت بس عن نفير والتكفير صار عندها تسلاية شبس وعصير انبسطوا اجوا لعندها هالشعب الفقير وقالوا له وضعنا سيء فردت لهم تكبير انضربت هرموناتها فجأة اجتها الثورة لمت التيك توكرز كلها حواليها حتى تصورة قالت ما خرجنا الا لنخبي في خاد كل عورة ما وهنا الطمو بترتاح ومجدورة بتبتدي لك فورا وبتنهي لك الحديث بالمعاصي وبالحرام وبصر ماية الرئيس بتحاضر.
Okay. I think at this point I can't say so much about the music because I think I like this beat even way even less than the first one. This so musically the song doesn't get me like that. You know, he's a good rapper. The beats are like, yeah, I actually don't like these beats used so in this song. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a problem. We can now take a look at the lyrics. It says, my beloved turned into a takfiri, which is a religious extremist, nursed on I don't know what this is. Her favorite hobby became drifting around minorities in the Daba car, and the barking goes on and on. So we have right here the story that now the new regime is in place. This is his new beloved person, and now he's going to tell us a couple of stuff about them. Her music playlist flipped into a jihadist anthem. So yeah, kind of they're extremists, they're terrorists and everything. And one night, glory be to God, she rebranded as a revolutionary. So kind of these people who took new power in Syria, they claim to be revolutionary, but actually they have been supported by proxies and from foreign countries, right? So then we have more about revolution right here. The president Shu, the gentle USA, now the strikes are Zionist. So kind of saying, okay, the new regime now in power, they supporting the Zionists. Like I mean, I don't have to explain what this is, you know, exactly what this means. And I think we can actually continue. We will go for some more of the details in the lyrics a little bit later. It's really hard to find the actual spots there that I want to talk about. There's one thing about a cleaver thing that I wanted to talk about. Maybe this is a little later in this verse. I'm not actually 100% sure.
بالشرف بتحسب ما قدك وتحممت وجرب حط السمعة بالزل بلد كلها تسممت ما بتشرب من كاس السل بتمسمس منه مسمزة ما لبلط معاويل بس لا ضيرة بالطوبة زي لعيون خشمك وطوبة سكاري لرم بترش بارفان ترامب وبتفتح صهريج دم بترضى على العدوان وعلى الدول كلها ممحونة بيطاف الاستخبارات غرقت وبرضا البترونة USA الحنونة صار الضرب صهيوني تركت كار الجهاد وصفت ذباب الكترونة رجعت عالداخل أخدت نظراج زيات وغنايم نهبت الصالح والطالح سرقت الفايق والنايم لطشيت المولد والحمص والتبرع والعائد قالوا لك وين كل شي قالت له مو انا البائد بعدين بنرجع وين كنتوا هلا صرتوا تلعوا البلد للملايك مثل الشياطين يلا نقلعوا تهمت الكل بالتشبيح وعملت الثوره فخره وهي من كبر فتحتها اذا بتعطوا صوت تخرى بين تصفيه الذمه وتصفايه الذمه النفاق بيبقى جي سبوت مهبله للخمه ثوابها لما تعطي عن الانسانيه لمحه مثل ثواب الضحى بخنزير بعيد الاضحى تتنعم بالمواكب وبتعطي فتاوى الصبر بالزندق اللي بخالف رأيه وبتفلت له التتر مليون حالة فردية بتعمل حالة ما لا خبر شريفة مهبل عاشقة التيام من الدبر طب كوعتي علي ليه عليكي وعلي خفتي منه وعلي بتخافي عليه سياحي طرب لما حبيتك بعيونك الخضر ولا الحمر خلصنا بقى سيفون زبت جحش بقضيتك.
Alright, so this was the track by Volcano MC. Yeah, I'm have to say I am a little bit disappointed about how the music sounds in general. I mean, you know, the message is like the most important thing right here. I get this, but still there are yeah, I mean, I would have liked that it sounds a little bit different than this. So we have one line right here. No, I already lost it again. It was about Trump, about Trump's perfume. She sprays Trump's perfume and opens a tanker of blood. So, of course, you know that the new Syrian regime has been supported by the West. She nurses the enemies and is horny for all foreign nations. So, this line right here, the electronic fly, this references how various opposition factions shifted their loyalty depending on foreign funding, appeasing the US Gulf nations and later turning into the paid internet trolls rather than actual freedom fighters. So kind of the ones who are fighting for the West are basically, and I understand it like this, doing this because there's a lot of money to get by from the Western countries. So this is how I actually understood this line. And you know what? We have a lot of this wrapped up right here in the translation. So there was one more line that was really interesting, but I actually can't find it right now in the lyrics because it's really... And that's about... the line says, looted both the righteous and the wicked, stolen the generator. And this references the widespread looting and corruption committed by various rebel factions in the areas they control, stealing even basic necessities like generators and food. So, yeah, we have a lot of critics towards the old and the new government in Syria. And I think this is the main point of the song. Actually tell me if I kind of forgot something very important right here. Like this would be very interesting for me to know. Of course, we have some more explanations right here, but I don't want to go for all of them. So write down in the comments which important message from the song I was not mentioning right here in the video. And don't forget to check out my Patreon. Thank you very much for support, people. I'm out.